Statistically, 93% of you will not see the end of this video. This drop-off isn't a result of boredom. It reflects a measurable shift in how our brains process information, a growing inability to maintain a single train of thought due to the constant consumption of short-form content. This chart tracks the average human attention span over the last 20 years. As internet usage exploded, our capacity to stay focused on one task dropped from 150 seconds to just 47 seconds. Humans are intelligent enough to build global networks and map the genome, yet we find ourselves trapped in a loop of behaviors that we know make us unhappy. You likely know the sensation of unlocking your phone with a specific task in mind, only to find yourself 10 minutes later scrolling through a feed of videos you never intended to watch. When you are consistently doing something you feel you shouldn't be doing, it raises a difficult question. Who is actually making the decision to keep swiping? To understand the loss of control, we have to look at dopamine. It isn't the chemical of pleasure, but the chemical of anticipation. It is what the brain releases when it expects a reward. This mechanism was famously mapped by the psychologist B.F. Skinner. His research into reward systems provided the foundational logic for the apps we use today. Skinner's core discovery was that the brain produces significantly more dopamine when a reward is unpredictable. If the subject doesn't know when the win is coming, the drive to keep pulling the lever becomes an obsession. This is the exact architecture of a 30-second video feed. Every swipe is a pull of a digital slot machine, triggered by the hope that the next video provides the reward. Every anticipatory spike carves a physical neural pathway. With repetition, this becomes the path of least resistance. As these pathways strengthen, they bypass the frontal cortex, your brain's logic center. The habit becomes a circuit firing without conscious input. Your inability to stop scrolling is an engineered biological reflex. You aren't choosing to stay. You are trapped in a loop that was designed to bypass your will. While the dopamine loop handles the habit, the rapid-fire delivery of the content places a specific, unnatural strain on the nervous system. Consider the emotional cycle of a 90-second scroll. You might feel amusement, then pity, then anger, and then envy, all in the time it takes to draw a few breaths. The brain evolved to process one emotion at a time, often over hours or days. Forcing the amygdala to react to a new stimulus every 30 seconds leads to a state of chronic overload. To manage this constant friction, the brain eventually stops regulating emotions individually. It blurs them together, resulting in a persistent state of internal noise. This explains the scattered thoughts and the deep difficulty of remaining in the present moment that many heavy users describe. The mental fatigue and the sense of being unplugged from reality are the biological results of a nervous system that has been pushed past its processing limits. This biological state is exactly what tech corporations spend billions to maintain. Companies like Meta and Google employ researchers to find and exploit these specific human vulnerabilities. Every second you spend watching a video or skipping another is data used to refine a virtual model of your psychological triggers. These algorithms do not exist to provide you with content you like. They exist to train your behavior so that you remain a constant source of engagement data. This business model requires the surrender of your autonomy and identity to an automated system that prioritizes its own growth over your well-being. Breaking this cycle is not a matter of a simple habit change. It requires a deliberate, forceful rejection of your own helplessness. Algorithmic comfort is a sedating influence. To reclaim your focus, you have to replace that passive consumption with a rigorous drive for something that requires actual effort. Real growth requires struggle. Peace without conflict is just stagnation. Choose to engage with the difficult, unlit reality rather than the glowing screen. The world has no use for the helpless. You can choose the difficulty of regaining your soul, or you can disappear into the scroll.